The vast Atlantic Ocean served as a lifeline to Britain during World War II, an essential conduit for supplies that sustained the British war effort and, ultimately, the survival of the nation. The island nation of Britain depended heavily on the steady flow of goods, including food, fuel, military equipment and raw materials shipped from North America and the Commonwealth. This maritime supply chain was the backbone of Britain's resistance against the Axis powers. The logistics were monumental. Convoys, comprising dozens of merchant ships, navigated the perilous Atlantic waters, escorted by naval vessels tasked with protecting them from enemy threats. These convoys carried everything from grain and meat to tanks and ammunition, vital to both the home front and the front lines. Over the course of the war, thousands of ships transported millions of tons of supplies. Visuals of these convoys, with their long lines of vessels stretching across the horizon, highlight the scale of these operations and the critical importance of maintaining this lifeline. Personal stories from sailors and merchant seamen bring this struggle to life. These men faced not only the threat of German U-boats, but also the brutal conditions of the North Atlantic. Freezing temperatures, violent storms, and the constant threat of attack made each journey a perilous venture. The courage and determination of these individuals were indispensable in keeping the lifeline open, often at great personal risk. The U-boat threat and Allied countermeasures. The German Kriegsmarine deployed U-boats as a formidable weapon against Allied convoys. These submarines operated in deadly wolf packs, groups of U-boats that would coordinate their attacks on convoys, aiming to sink as many ships as possible. Early in the war, the U-boats enjoyed considerable success, sending thousands of tons of Allied shipping to the ocean floor. This posed a significant threat to the Allied war effort, as the loss of supplies could cripple Britain's ability to continue the fight. The battle between the U-boats and the Allied escorts became a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. The Allies developed various technological innovations and strategic tactics to counter the U-boat threat. Radar and sonar were crucial tools in detecting and tracking U-boats, allowing Allied ships to hunt submarines more effectively. Depth charges and hedgehog mortars became the standard means of attacking submerged U-boats. The breaking of the Enigma code by British cryptanalysts at Bletchley Park marked a significant turning point. By deciphering German naval communications, the Allies gained invaluable intelligence on U-boat movements and strategies. This allowed them to reroute convoys away from U-boat patrols and deploy escorts more effectively. The impact of this breakthrough cannot be overstated, as it significantly reduced shipping losses and helped turn the tide in favor of the Allies. Maps illustrating convoy routes and U-boat happy hunting grounds reveal the strategic complexity of this maritime conflict. The North Atlantic was dotted with danger zones where U-boats were most active. Navigating these waters required constant vigilance and coordination, as the success or failure of the convoys depended on their ability to avoid or fend off U-boat attacks. Key events and innovations that shifted the balance. Several key events and technological innovations played a decisive role in shifting the balance of power in the Battle of the Atlantic. One such innovation was the introduction of escort carriers, small aircraft carriers that accompanied convoys and provided vital air cover. These carriers launched aircraft to patrol for U-boats and protect the convoys from aerial attacks, significantly enhancing the convoy's defensive capabilities. Long-range aircraft such as the B-24 Liberator extended the reach of anti-submarine patrols. These aircraft could cover vast distances and provide air support in areas previously beyond the range of land-based planes. The combination of escort carriers and long-range aircraft transformed the Atlantic into a more hostile environment for U-boats, limiting their effectiveness and reducing Allied shipping losses. The breaking of the Enigma code was another critical turning point. This breakthrough allowed the Allies to intercept and decrypt German naval communications, providing them with detailed information on U-boat operations. Armed with this intelligence, the Allies could reroute convoys away from U-boat concentrations and deploy escorts more effectively. The ability to anticipate and counter U-boat movements significantly reduced the threat posed by the submarines. Specific battles highlight the impact of these innovations. For example, during the Battle of Convoy WNS-5 in May 1943, a convoy faced a massive U-boat assault in the North Atlantic. Despite losing several ships, the convoy's defenders managed to sink a significant number of U-boats, thanks to the coordinated use of aircraft, radar, and depth charges. This battle marked a turning point, demonstrating that the Allies could effectively counter the U-boat threat and maintain the critical supply lines across the Atlantic. The human cost. The human cost of the Battle of the Atlantic was immense, with heavy casualties on both sides. For the Allied merchant seamen, each voyage was fraught with danger. They faced not only the threat of U-boat attacks, but also the harsh conditions of the North Atlantic. Freezing temperatures, violent storms, and the ever-present risk of sinking made each crossing a test of endurance and courage. Personal accounts from survivors provide a poignant glimpse into the lives of these brave men. Many described the terror of torpedo attacks, the struggle to survive in lifeboats, and the heartbreak of losing comrades. The psychological toll was significant, with many sailors suffering from war neurosis due to the constant stress and danger. The German submariners also faced a grueling existence. Life aboard a U-boat was cramped and claustrophobic, with limited food and water and constant threats from depth charges and aircraft attacks. The mortality rate among U-boat crews was one of the highest of any branch of service during the war. Despite the formidable reputation of the U-boats, the men who served on them endured immense hardships and made significant sacrifices. Statistics on casualties highlight the scale of the human cost. Over 30,000 Allied merchant seamen lost their lives, along with thousands of naval personnel. The German U-boat force suffered similarly, with over 28,000 submariners killed and more than 700 U-boats lost. These numbers reflect the brutal nature of the conflict and the high price paid by those who fought to control the Atlantic. The battle's lasting significance. The Battle of the Atlantic had a profound impact on the outcome of World War II and the future of naval warfare. The successful defense of the Atlantic supply routes ensured that Britain could continue to resist and eventually defeat the Axis powers. The constant flow of supplies sustained the British war effort and enabled the build-up of American forces in Europe, leading to the eventual liberation of the continent. The technological and tactical innovations developed during the Battle of the Atlantic had lasting implications for naval warfare. The use of radar, sonar, and code-breaking techniques revolutionized anti-submarine warfare and set the stage for future conflicts. The importance of intelligence and technology in modern military strategy was underscored by the lessons learned during this protracted struggle. The human stories of bravery, sacrifice, and endurance from this battle continue to resonate. The valor of the sailors and merchant seamen who kept the lifeline open, often at great personal cost, serves as a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Their legacy is remembered and honored, ensuring that the significance of their contributions is not forgotten. In conclusion, the Battle of the Atlantic was a crucial struggle that defined the course of World War II. It was a battle fought not only with ships and submarines, but also with innovation, intelligence, and sheer determination. The lessons and legacy of this conflict continue to influence naval strategy and highlight the importance of resilience and cooperation in the face of adversity. The Atlantic, once a battleground, stands as a testament to the enduring power of human courage and ingenuity.